Yeah. Yeah. Huh. It's on the mic, yeah. Zoe in the zone, breaking down plays like I'm coaching from home. Women's game, rise and call it throne for the queens. I'm the conduit, connecting courts with big screens. iamzomedia, where the passion collide. Spotlight the hustle, bring the grind worldwide. From interviews to moves, the game's in my scope. Showcasing the greatness, inspiring hope. She cross up defender, step back, that's clean. Highlight moments, blowing up the whole scene. From buzzer beaters, the teamwork extreme. The beauty of the game, living out the dream. I break it all down, every pick, every roll. From the layups to the swishes, every hoop, every goal. Got the mic in my hand, got the stats in my soul. Women's basketball shining, that's the ultimate role. From legends of the past to the rookies today, I document the journey, every bounce, every play. Respect on their name, they redefine the trail. Prince with Zoe Media, telling stories regale. Zoe Media, where the passion collide. Spotlight the hustle, bring the grind worldwide. From interviews to moves, the game's in my scope. Showcasing the greatness, inspiring hope. I break it all down, every pick, every roll. From the layups to the swishes, every hoop, every goal. Got the mic in my hand, got the...
What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your host, Prince. This is iamzomedia, and today is the final discussion. It is game week, even though the game isn't until this weekend. It is game week. I hope y'all excited. We got a lot to talk about today. Y'all gonna see me twice today. I'll be on Star Hoop Central at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time as well. But we got a lot to get to, and we don't got a lot of time to do it. So hit the like button as you come in. Hit the subscribe button. If you're not a member, become a member of iamzomedia. Some amazing perks going on over there. Appreciate everybody who's been signing up. Appreciate all of my subscribers for always showing me love. Y'all already know what it is. Again, today we have the final episode of Chicago Sky Building Blocks. Hey, it's been a long journey, man. Look, 4 episodes on Chicago Sky Building Blocks. We've seen a lot. We've discussed a lot. We've talked about numerous of things. Some things that have happened, some things that haven't happened. Some things we wish will still become a fruition. We'll see it. We'll see it. Again, hit the like button. This is the final discussion for Chicago Sky Building Blocks. This is episode number 4. Wow, man. But before we get started, shout out to Lil Sip 55 for the $1.99 super sticker. Appreciate it, Lil Sip. Make sure you become a member, Lil Sip. Again, if you're not a member of my channel and you send through a super chat, don't send through the super chat. Go sign up for one of the memberships. Use that money to become a member. I'd rather you become a member than send through the super chat. You know, so and look, when you become a member, it pops up on my screen anyway. So when you do become a member, if there's a question you want to ask, I'll pull it up on the screen. So basically, it's like a 2-for-1, right? So again, those who aren't members, if you do want to send to a super chat, I'd rather you go register for one of my memberships. Just go to my homepage. Click the join button. Again, we family over here. We really discuss basketball. We really over here to learn stuff. Let's continue to learn stuff, man. Let's get to this though, man. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. Let me show y'all some love. Y'all know I gotta show y'all some love before I get into it, because I won't be able to double back to y'all. Israel Moore, what's going on? Always cooking Prince. What's going on? What's going on? Tulip Plays. What's going on? Chrislyn Thomas. We gonna get into Deja Kelly in a later episode. I'm actually gonna do a probably tomorrow. I will be doing a wave players breakdown and kind of like insight on the players that's out there on the market that got waived. So we'll be doing that tomorrow as well. So if you're a fan of any team out there, make sure you tune in tomorrow because we'll be talking about all of the wave players, all of the players that got cut from training camp contracts. We'll be talking all those things. So if you want to root for them, we'll see. They might end up on your team. You never know. You never know. What's going on, Jay? What's going on, Aisha? Political Lil. Hey, Political Lil. I be seeing you on Cestar Sports. You know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. You look, Political Lil. I'll let you know this. Your opinion is validated. I love you keep it real. You hold people accountable and you keep it real. I respect takes that hold people accountable and keep it real. If you can't hold people, look, Political Lil is one of those people I pay attention to what everybody says. She don't do fanfare. When somebody ain't playing good, she calls it out. When somebody needs to be better, she calls it out. Now, when they are doing good, she does the same thing. She praises them. So, Political Lil, you're going to always be all right with me. You're going to always be all right with me. Going on, Aisha. Yeah, we going to get into that tomorrow. What's going on, my brother AB? What's going on? We're going to get into that later in a little bit, AB. We'll get into these draft picks in a little bit. ST13, what's going on? Hey, we both waiting. Me and you on the same page. We both out here waiting. We'll see if that happens, man. We'll see if that happens. What's going on, Skull Brain Nation? What's going on? What's going on? Gamble 310, what's going on? Nadira, what's going on? Who else we got in here? I want to make sure I catch everybody. All right. That's pretty much everybody that came in the beginning. If you haven't hit the like button yet, hit the like button. Please don't have me feeling like I'm begging for likes. I just want you to hit the like button because a lot of my members don't hit the bell for notifications, so they probably don't even know I'm live yet. So just hit the like button. We got 24 likes, over 50 people in here. So hit the like button before we get started, man. Hit the like button for the boy. So we ain't got to double back. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. We'll get into that tomorrow, like the hardship exemptions and stuff like that. We'll get into that tomorrow, Tulip. So stay tuned for that. We'll get into that tomorrow. But let's get to it without further ado. Again, I'm only here for a short time, but a good time. So let's get to it without further ado. Again, this is Chicago Sky Building Blocks, episode number 4, the final discussion. So when we think about all that we've been through as far as building out, what's going on, Ice-T, right? As far as building out Chicago Sky, what we want to do, what we want to see as far as like what we consider a successful season for the Chicago Sky, not what other people expectations are, what our own Chicago Sky fan expectations are of what we consider a successful season for the Chicago Sky. We're gonna continue to build. That's why it's called building blocks. These are things that if I'm Jeff, this is like I'm really giving y'all I think a great insight on how GMs are looking at their team, how they're assessing things monthly, weekly, going through the phases, the quarterly phases of building out the team, right? So in the final session, right, in our other ones, we've had our topics have been like franchise player, core players, training camp, rookies. We've done ownership. The final episode is going to be coaching, preseason, emerging star, roster, and franchise player. But without further ado, let's dive into things that these 5 topics and why they're so important to building out your roster, your coaching staff, development, and having a great, successful season. Every great, successful season doesn't end in the championship, but you can build towards it. That's why this is called Chicago Sky Building Blocks. For those who are wondering why it's called that, we're building towards something great. Again, the regular season starts May 17th versus the Indiana Fever. Make sure y'all locked in for that. We will be doing live play-by-play, and I will be doing post-game. So make sure you lock in for all my post-games. I will be sometime probably this week. I'll be dropping all of the thumbnails for all of the post-games monthly. So all of my post-games will be scheduled out like a month in advance. So that way you can always know what time I'm going live for each post game, and you ain't got to wait to see. I'm gonna try to get those out monthly. So hopefully for the rest of May, I'll have all those post game thumbnails up for everybody going into the end of the week. So you'll know. And make sure you tune in for all my post games. They're amazing. Great breakdown analysis, great insight from everyone that be in the chat, people that come on the panel. I love this community, man. Continue to keep supporting each other. Love this community. But our final roster, man. Again, we got Angel Reese, Ariel Atkins, Rebecca Allen, Camila Cardosa, Hely Van Lit, maddywestbeld, Kia Nurse, Michaela Onweye, Courtney Vandersloot, Rachel Bannum, Elizabeth Williams, Mariah Jefferson, and Asia Sifka, who is currently still overseas and is not actually counting. Even though this is 13, she's not actually counted on the roster as of yet. She's not actually counted on the roster. Again, appreciate everybody. What's going on, AJ? Appreciate you for pulling up. Let me see if I can get your name right today. It's Figurete. Am I saying that right? Figurete. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm trying to get it right. I seen you had sent me the little breakdown thing of how to say your name. Hopefully I got it close to right. We'll see. We'll see. I'm always trying. We'll see if I got it right. Let me know if I got it right. But that is the current roster. Again, the first game is May 17th. So make sure you locked in for that. It'll be a good one. The so-called rivalry continues. Man, I didn't get it right. Man, I thought I got it right. I was working on that name too. I got to go back and look at it again. I thought I got it right. I took a screenshot of it. I'm going to work on it. Again, let's start with the coaching. Let's dive into this again. That's why y'all come here. Y'all come here to learn stuff. Let's get to learning. Man. Look, what's going on, Hollywood movie trailers? What's going on? Again, when you think about coaching, my top 5, again, this is my top 5 categories when I think of like successful coaching: team performance, player development, chemistry fit, relationships, identity. So let's start with team performance, right? When you look at the coaching staff throughout training camp, throughout preseason, team performance, I'm really not seeing a high level of team performance. I'm seeing individual standouts. I'm not seeing a lot of like overall team performance. And we'll get into their first 2 games versus their last game. We'll dive into all of that. Again, we got a great show today, so make sure y'all stay locked in the whole time. Team performance, it does need to improve in the aspect of I need all 5 players on the court to know what is going on, and 80% of that is on the coaching staff. And this is why I say that. Understand who you're putting in the game, understand who's in the game together, and what impact can they have on each other. Because you can have 2 talented players on the floor, and you can have 3 players on the floor with them that don't really get it yet, but their IQ alone and those 2 players can help elevate their play style, what they're doing on the court, pointing them in the right direction, motivating them like, hey, let's get over on that screen next time a little better. I do want to see the team performance get a little better. Again, in preseason, you playing like 20 different players, but I'm watching like just the player involvement on the court, and there's still some missing pieces to what they actually want to be as a team. So I'm still not sold on the team performance from the coaching staff as of yet. I feel a lot of trying to be too smart is going on right now. I feel a lot of still uncertainty of who to play, when to play them. The rotation isn't really sharp to me. So team performance definitely needs to improve. Now let's get to player development. I'll say this. I don't see a lot of player development coming from this coaching staff. And this is why I'll say this. Angel Reese's kind of like step forward, I don't think came from this coaching staff. I think it came from playing an Unrival and the work she did this offseason. Camilla's development, I think, came from just her being healthy. Again, Camila has been a top 5 player her whole entire life, going into college, and She was top 5 pick in the draft. So her potential is still something that we're trying to see develop. So I don't think her potential has hit is kind of like even like pre-prime yet. I don't even think that's how good I think Camila can actually be. I don't think she's even in her pre-prime yet. Again, she's only in year 2. She's still learning. She got a different coach. Sometimes as players, it is hard to adjust to a different coach, different philosophy, different system. She's a kind of like a rim protecting anchor. So the defense is kind of like hit or miss depending on who's on the court with her. You can tell she's still getting frustrated about having to guard 2 different areas on the floor, and they still scoring. Those things kind of get to you, right? Her rim running needs to continue to get a little better. Her rim running is great when she's actually active doing it, but she's still kind of inconsistent with her rim running. And a lot of that has to do with coaching. Like, hey, this is how we need you to play in the offense, right? And again, player development for the rookies that came in. Sifka is still overseas. That's a negative. Tilly is hurt. That's a negative. I mean, not Tilly. Aisha is hurt. That's a negative. I mean, Asha is hurt. That's a negative. Hely Van Lit. Hely Van Lit is still looking, and again, it's preseason. She's only played 3 professional games, right? So I'm just going off of the player development I see so far. Hely Van Lit, I'm watching her play. She still hasn't really embraced coming off the bench yet, because she comes in the game like she's a starter. And what I mean by that is not like it's a bad thing. I'm about to explain to you what I mean by that is. She comes into the game and she's being very like slow, very patient. Like that's what starters do. They're like, okay, I'll find my points. If you're going to be our number 1 scoring option off the bench, you have to come into the game changing the pace, getting downhill, giving the defense a different look. And that's why I need to see development and how she is utilized as the 6th woman off the bench. You have to give them, you can't come in trying to play like Vandersloot. You can't come in trying to play like Ariel Atkins. You got to come in and give the defense a different look. You got to make the coach, you and Tyler Marsh got to get together and understand what that looks like for you, because I'm watching you. You're having good moments, but you're not giving change of the pace. You're not giving, I'm coming off the bench to give them a different look kind of play style. So you and Tyler Marsh got to sit down and figure out maybe, hey, run these specific sets when she's in the game just to get her loose, just to get her in rhythm. Like, don't come into the game trying to run these high pick and rolls with Hely Van Lit. Get her in open space. Get her in transition. Push the ball. Get her running off some curls. Like, she needs to be your change of pace guard. She's your only scoring option off the bench. The rest of them are just catch and shoot players. She's the only player off the bench, Tyler Marsh, that can put the ball on the floor. I need you to realize that and call sets for her. Shooters, you don't need to call sets for them. Shooters play off of ball handlers and distributors. You don't need to call sets for Rebecca Allen. You don't need to call sets for Rachel Banham. You don't need to call sets for Kia Nurse. They gonna just play off of what your actions are, because they're just catch and shoot players. Your offense, your second offense needs to be focused on Hely Van Lit and her play style. I need to see let her speed the game up a little more. All that walking the ball up the court. Nah, Hely Van Lit, run it. We got to give them a different look. We got to give them a different look. And I don't think Tyler Marsh has figured out what that looks like for Hely Van Lit yet, as far as her being successful and a key component to them winning. Her coming off the bench. And I don't think Hely Van Lit has figured out how to play 6 women. And I don't think she's fully embraced it yet, because she's still coming in the game. Like, the first game, I kind of like gave her some grace because she didn't really play a lot to the second half. But the next 2 games, I'm watching how when she comes in the game, she's coming in the game like she's still at TCU, like she's still at LSU, like she's still at Louisville. You don't got time to be patient. You're the sixth woman. You're the only high profile scorer off the bench. You got to come in and go. That I know that's a big challenge. You're a rookie. It's only 3 games, but I need to see the tempo. It's not about the shots you're making. I said this all preseason. I don't care about who's making shots. I don't care about the wins, losses. I'm paying attention to rotations and play styles and development. That's the 3 things I pay attention to in the preseason. I don't care about these wins, losses. I don't care if a person got 8 points and they put up 17 shots. They're trying to get going. They're trying to get on the heater. They're trying to figure out their game. I want to see aggressiveness from her. That's what I want to see. I want to see her be aggressive the moment she steps on the court. You can't be running Vandersloot's offense. And Tyler Marsh has to realize that. You want the best out of Hely Van Lit, get her in transition, get her in open space, balance out the floor, and let her go to work. But Hely Van Lit, you have to be confident and you have to embrace that role. I need you to really embrace it because you're not at LSU, you're not at TCU, and you're not at Louisville. I need you to embrace it and you'll be just fine. Look, I got you in competition. If you can embrace this role, I have you in contention for 6th Woman of the Year. That's how much I think of a scorer you actually are. Your defense still leaves a lot to be desired. You have been showing me a little effort on defense during the preseason. We'll see how long that can keep up. Again, it's a small sample size both ways, right? We can't have it one way and not the other. We can't brag about her defense and it's only been 3 games and then say, well, Zoe, be easy on her offense. It's only been 3 games. Y'all get what I'm saying? You can't have it both ways. You can't say, well, give her time. It's only been 3 games when it comes to her defense. But hey, Zoe, don't worry about that. It's only been 3 games. Don't worry about her offense. Her and Tyler Marsh will figure it out. You can't have it both ways. You can't. You just can't. So I need her to really embrace that and get going. But again, salute to her, man. She's been my bright spot she's been one of my bright spots during training camp and in the preseason. Chemistry fit, coaching. I'm loving the chemistry. I'm loving the togetherness. I don't see finger pointing. Y'all thought I was just gonna go. Y'all thought I was gonna give no real kind of like pluses, right? The chemistry, I love the chemistry. I don't see finger pointing. I love the starters cheering on the bench when they're in the game. I love the way that they're talking on the court, giving each other advice. I love the camaraderie I'm seeing in training camp. I love Vandersloot taking on the role of it's not about me, it's about them. If you've noticed, Vandersloot has been leading a lot of the press conferences versus Angel and Camila leading them. That shows leadership and growth. You take the hard hits so they don't have to. Let them continue to put their head down and grind. You'll go out there and take the tough questions. That's what leaders do. They go out there and they take the tough questions. We let the rookies grow. We let them put their head down and continue to get to work. I'll take the tough questions. They catch you in the locker room or post game, that's fine. But the tough questions, media sessions, I got that. You go work on your game. So shout out. That's why I got Vandersloot up here with my coaching. Shout out to Vandersloot and her press conferences of owning things, praising them. I love that from Vandersloot. She has high praise for Camila and Angel about how they can even help her game be better, right? And make her job easy. So I love that. Chemistry, I'm loving the chemistry, way better than last year. I'm paying attention to hands on shoulders and timeouts. When Tyler Marsh is drawing up plays, I'm paying attention to people pointing at the clipboard. I'm paying attention to Tyler Marsh giving players chances to get in the game and show them something. So I'm loving the chemistry. I'm loving the idea of this team growing internally. I see a lot of laughing at practice. That's the little things I pay attention to. So chemistry is looking good. Chemistry is looking good. Coaches, players, relationships. Um, 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 I love Tyler Marsh press conferences about embracing Angel Reese's play style. That lets you know they're kind of building a relationship, a rapport, understanding each other, things like that. I love Camila and Angel Reese relationship continuing to grow. They're talking on the bench. Angel Reese is still making concerted efforts to find Camila in offenses. Tyler Marsh is kind of letting them embrace their play style versus last year. What I got on a lot was I don't think Teaspoon was allowing Camila and Angel Reese to embrace their true play styles in a sense. Let Camila pass out the high post. I love Angel Reese's and Camilla's giving goals. They're both excellent passers in the post. Even last game, they had a couple passes like peanut butter jelly passes. That's what we call them. We call them peanut butter jelly passes. Every game, they'll have like 2 or 3 of them. So you can tell they're very much in sync on what each other likes to do. And that comes from high school. That comes from playing against each other in high-level games and high-state games in college. And just leaning on each other last year as rookies and really not being embraced by the rest of the team, having to lean on each other. So that lets you know they have a very, very good relationship. Again, you have to be able to have a great relationship in order to win and build together. You can build individually. You can work on your game individually, but can you build together? You have to have that kind of relationship. So I'm glad to see those two are still kind of clicking, looking for each other. Angel comes down court, always makes a concerted effort to find Camila. One thing that I haven't really noticed is Tyler Marsh's and Camila's interactions. I know there's reports come out of Camila's going to be the first option or the first go-to, first action, whatever you want to call it from reporters. But I haven't really seen a lot of like their like real interactions. So, and I know Camila is very timid. She's very kind of like to herself, one-worded answer kind of person. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's not talkative. Everybody's not a people person. There's nothing wrong with that. But she's always smiling, so I'll give her that. I just haven't seen it. I haven't seen a lot of Tanisha Wright's interactions with the players like that. I haven't seen a lot of Renee's. I don't see Courtney and Camila talking a lot, which is a little concerning. Like even in timeouts, I don't see Courtney going up to her, giving her advice. So I like I said, I'm watching Courtney Paris. I need to see you in her ear a little more. Like in the Brazil game when she wasn't running the floor correctly. I did want to see Courtney walk up to her and be like, hey, let's get it going, motivate her a little bit, let her know not today. Hey, let's not do that. So I do want to see Courtney and Camila interactions a little more. I want to see her really get in it with her. You know what I'm saying? But chemistry fit, relationship, I'm okay with where it is. Next is identity. This is the bad part. I don't know what Chicago Sky's identity is. Because one game it looks like kind of like a free-flowing read and react offense. Next game it looks like we're gonna get it out the mud. We're gonna be hard-nosed. We're gonna play hard defense. We're gonna force you to take jump shots. Then the next game it's like we're gonna force you to dribble the ball a little more, see who can handle the ball. I don't see what the identity is going to be. And this is one of the gripes I got against people that say, oh, it's just a preseason, give it time. Your identity starts in training camp, not in a regular season. You don't go into the season and in game 10 and just switch on, we're going to be a hard-nosed team mentality. We're going to get it out the mud. No, you work on that during preseason. You work on that in training camp 2 weeks before the first preseason game. You work on those kind of things. You work on those things in the kind of like preliminary development training you do before training camp, right? With the individual coaches of be hard-nosed this year, get on the ball for loose ball. Like I don't, and I watch game by game and I say, okay, I look at the Brazil game and I say, oh, okay, they're going to be a read and react, double horn, pick and roll. They're going to be a rim protection defense, right? Then I go to the next game. Oh, okay. They're going to be a free-flowing motion offense. On defense, they're going to play hard nose, keep the ball in front of them, force you to take tough jump shots. In the third game, I said, okay, on offense, they don't know what they're doing. On defense, now they're going to play this switch everything. We got agile defenders. We going to force you to dribble the ball, put the ball on the floor. Like, I don't really know what the focus of the defense and offensive identity is. Even the team identity, like what kind of identity are we going to have? I don't see the structure to build that out. Like, I need to, and that's one of the things about Tyler Marsh I'm watching. Don't get too smart for your own self. Stick to the basics, create identity, build relationships. You're a first-year head coach. Work on player development, build your relationship, and help create an identity through all the interactions with the team. That starts before training camp, when you're meeting with the team once you get hired. This is the identity that we're going to have, and this is what we're going to stick throughout the season, through ups and downs. Matt, I don't care if we're on a 5-game losing streak or a 20-game winning streak. We're going to always have the same identity, because that's just who we are. That's just, so I want to see that a little more. What's our identity? That's what I want to see. I don't want it to become a big thing 10 games into the season where we're still trying to figure out our play styles. Coaching staff, let's get there. Let's get there. Again, I don't give grace to play styles, because when you become a head coach, you don't just wipe away all your knowledge from being in basketball for 10 plus years. No, that's not how that works. When it comes to adjustments, when it comes to knowing when to call a timeout, when it comes to knowing when to call a certain play, I give you a little grace as a first-year head coach. I don't give you grace for intangibles, because whether you're an assistant coach, whether you're a player development coach, whatever you are, you've been in basketball, you should know the intangibles. You should already have the intangibles. How did you get hired without them knowing you have the intangibles? See, that's what I be trying to help people understand. Don't y'all know that they get hired off of the intangibles? He's never been a head coach. He didn't get hired off of his record. He got hired off the intangibles that Jeff P feels like he can bring to Chicagosky, and things that he mentioned in the interview. So, intangibles, I need to see them. I'm not seeing his intangibles. I'm sorry. He's looking like a regular first-year head coach, which is no problem, but I'm not seeing the intangibles. Next up, franchise player, man. Franchise player. Skill set is improving this year over last year. I love her embracing the jump shot. Last year, I talked about it all the time. Her muscle memory was to catch on the wing and look to pass. This year, she's not just looking to pass. She's looking to actually play basketball on the wing. She's looking to actually put the ball on the floor, not catch, pass, and go set up in the post or something, or just play off ball. She's getting the ball off the rim, bringing it down court. Shout out to Van Lit for letting Angelresse embrace her full totality of skill sets, because her skill set can definitely come in handy when the team is struggling to find points, when the team is struggling for energy, when the team is struggling for somebody to make a play. Her skill set will help Van Lit not only be the only pace setter, the only facilitator on the floor. She can lean on Angelresse when she's just having an off game and she don't have it, right? So I love that Angelresse's skill set is being a little more shown this year. Shout out to Teaspoon. So I love that. Her leadership. I love how she's communicating with Kia Nurse, cheering on the rookies, embracing Hely Van Lit, no matter what happened at LSU, embracing her, bringing her in the fold, making her comfortable. Maddie as well. Maddie has praised leaning on Angelresse for advice, because they basically play the same position, different styles, but they basically play the same position. So her leaning on Angelresse, she said in the press conference, it's great to have someone like Angelresse to lean on, to have conversations with, learn little knick-knack things that can help improve my game and help me be better as a player, right? So her leadership is showing in year 2. And the players are embracing. See, you can have leadership skills, but it's up to the players to embrace it, and it's up to how you facilitate your leadership skills. Everybody doesn't. So a lot of people have leadership skills, but they don't facilitate them correctly. You know what we call that? We call that emotional intelligence. We call that emotional intelligence. I feel like Angel has great emotional intelligence as far as knowing how to speak to the players, knowing how to embrace them, making them feel welcome. Continue to be around Vandersloot, Angel Reese, and learn the little details that it takes to lead the team. You're in year 2. I'm not expecting you to be 100% into the leadership role yet. You're just in year 2, and you do got some vets that came to the team. So if I'm Angel Reese, when it comes to just how I speak in huddles, how I conduct myself at practice, how I conduct myself in the locker room, continue to lean on Ariel, continue to lean on Vandersloot of becoming that, because you can always, as a leader, you can always pick up little things on how to approach players. You got so many different players that come in and out. You can lean on Vandersloot and Ariel Atkins to see how they communicate, because it's called emotional intelligence. You got to have that if you're going to be a leader, because you got to know what players are receptacle to, right? It's not the information, it's how it's being received and delivered. It's not the information, it's how it's being received and delivered. So as a leader, Angel Reese, always remember that. It's not the information, it's how it's being received and delivered. Marketability still going up. Chicago Sky selling out tickets. That was never a concern. Still one of the high profile faces of the league. Never concerned. Didn't really get banged up. I knew she had the hand injury going into Unrivaled. She's looked pretty healthy throughout the entire preseason training camp. I know she had a couple times it was wrapped up, but it probably wasn't a concern. It was probably just bothering her. So she came out of preseason healthy. So shout out to that. She came out of preseason healthy. Next up, emerging star Camila Cardoso. Again, compliments the efforts of your franchise player contributing to the overall team success. Consistent contributor. I need to see that go up. I can see it. I can see it, Camila. I really can see it. I can see that star in there. I can see that star in there. I can see it. I can see it. Again, we got to stop throwing out the superstar tags, the star tags. You have to have certain accolades. You have to have certain pedigrees to even be a star. Camila is an emerging star. She hasn't been on all teams. Chicago didn't have a successful season. She didn't make the all-star team. She wasn't on all defense. She's an emerging star. This year, she could perhaps make one of those and become a star. She's not a star yet. It got to come with some kind of performance. Performance got to come with it, not potential. I get tired of people loosely using star and superstar and franchise player. They use it too loosely. For Camila, again, being an emerging star, you got to start being consistent contributor. Be consistent. Be consistent as the rim protector. Be consistent as communicating as the anchor on defense. When it comes to running the floor, I need to see it. I don't see it enough. I need to see you run the floor a little more. I'm not really seeing it. I need to see it. You know what? I need Camila to get a chip on her shoulder. I need Camila Cardoso. Camila Cardoso, if you listening, I need you to get a chip on your shoulder. I don't know what the chip would be. Because you do have one of those kind of like back of the room kind of mentalities. You don't need to be in the spotlight. You good just being there. But I need you to get a chip on your shoulder in some sense. Like I was really hoping that Camila would have a bigger chip on her shoulder than even Angel Reese, because Camila was the third pick. Camila didn't have a great season, even though 80% of it probably wasn't her fault. She did come into the season a little banged up. She did have a great overseas play during the offseason with the Brazil team and all of that, even in China. So she did have a great off season, but I need her to get a chip on her shoulder in the sense of I was really hoping in the preseason Camila was gonna come out and say, watch this. I wasn't just scoring 30 points in China. Watch this. And it was lackluster effort that Camila is in her own way, honestly. Great potential, talented, can be one of the best bigs in the league. She's really in her own way. I need her to take the game a little more serious. And I've been waiting to say that because I wanted to really watch film, go back, watch film. I need her to take the game more serious. And this is what I need people to understand. Just because you have potential, just because you run sometimes, just because you're 6'7", just because you were ranked top 5 coming out of high school, just because you came into the WNBA with a championship or a 2-time champion, just because you was the number 3 pick, that has nothing to do with the WNBA. I need her to take the WNBA more serious. That had nothing she did has nothing to do with the WNBA. And maybe that's just me. Maybe I have high expectations for Camila. Maybe I see something in Camila that she doesn't. But I do need her to take the game more serious. And you can tell she's still trying to find her way. There's a lot of embracing that needs to happen with her. And it's not really a dig on Camila. In a sense of like her play. I need her to have a chip. I need her to say, if you're not 6'7", you can't guard me. I need her to say, nothing in the paint. I need players to look at Camila and say, I can't go in there. Talent will only get her so far when it comes to her play style. I want to see a chip. And again, I could be totally wrong, but I went back and watched film. I've been wanting to say this for 2 weeks, but I wanted to let the preseason play out. I wanted to really go back and watch all 3 of the preseason games. This weekend, I went back and watched all 3 of the preseason games because I do got my breakdown coming, film breakdown coming. I'm going to show y'all, even some of y'all in the chat that might not even agree with me. I'm going to show y'all some clips in the coming days where you're going to see where I'm coming from. I am going to show you some clips. Again, a lot of people only watch the ball. And what I mean by that is when you're watching the game, you're just watching what a ball is. 98% of the time, most fans are just watching what a ball is. When I do film breakdown, I go back and watch the whole setup. I go back and watch body languages on missed shots, on defense. I go back and watch to see who was in the right spot on that cut. I'll go back and watch to see who didn't talk on defense, who didn't pass the ball to the open person and just shot it. I go back and watch stuff like that. I have some clips that I'm going to show y'all that's going to surprise y'all. And y'all going to see where I'm coming from when I say I need her to be a little more serious. Because I've said this since the beginning. Camila and Ariel Atkins is the key to all this really working. They are the key to Camila and Ariel Atkins is the key to making all of this work. They really are. Offensively and defensively, they are the key to making this work. And I need her to understand that. Forget being a year 2 player. You're a champion. And this is what I don't understand. There's people who might not agree with my assessment on Camila, but let me tell you how they hypocrites and contradict themselves. They'll tell you this, and watch this. This is why I'm one of them ones, and a lot of people can't debate with me. Facts. Get your money and come have a conversation. My panel always open. I'm about to prove this. I'm about to make y'all shocked right now, and y'all gonna be like, "Damn, I ain't never think about it like that." All last season, in this off season, everybody told me Angelresse and Camila, the whole draft class from last year, they're different than any draft class. They're different. They're ready to go. They're champions. They're the next big thing. They're about to change the league. They're about to flip it upside down. You can't say that and then in return don't have expectations for them to improve immediately. Don't say they're ready to go. Don't say they're ready to win a championship if you then in turn say give them time. You literally said the entire year, put a good team around them, they're going to win. You can't set one expectation and not have expectations for the opposite side of it. That literally that's hypocrites, that's fanfare, and that's unacknowledgeable people. You can't do that. Either Camila isn't ready to take that step or she is. You can't have an in-between and pick and choose when you want to brag on how successful Camila was in college. You can't do that. First of all, that's not fair to her because now you don't even realize this, but you're minimizing her development. You're minimizing her game when you do that. You can't have it both ways. You can't pick and choose when you want to highlight how good she was coming out of college. You can't do that. You can't pick and choose. Either she's ready to go or she still needs to develop. You can't have an in-between because it makes you feel good because you like Camila. And look, this is not even to Camila. This is Angelresse fans. This is to all fans out there. Y'all sometimes y'all gotta watch what y'all say. You can't do that. You gotta call it down the middle. You can't pick and choose. This is to all fans, Caitlin Clark fans as well. You can't pick and choose when you want to highlight and then turn around and say, well, give it time. No, you said they are ready to win now. You said put a good team around them. You said put them in a certain system and they ready to go. But when the chips are on the table and I watch them on the court in open space and I say, this is your opportunity to be yourself and I don't see it, now your analogy isn't lining up with what you said. You can't do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We got to start holding these players accountable for their development. And we got to start holding ourselves accountable for what we say. A lot of people say stuff, nobody holds them accountable, and they constantly just pouring on, and nobody holding them accountable for what they say. And that's why a lot of people talk like they big dogs, because nobody holds them accountable for what they actually say. Again, I need her. If she is what I think, what everybody is saying, the potential is there to be one of the best 15 players in the league in the next 3 to 4 years. But you can't be one of the best if you don't take every possession serious. I don't want to hear excuses of, well, a lot of people take plays off. I don't want to hear that. If you're top 15, there are no plays off. If you got high potential, if you're a number 3 pick, there are no plays off. Play basketball. Even in preseason, you didn't have a good season. Play basketball the right way, and you'll grow. You'll get better. Play basketball. So when y'all hear these content creators out here talking all this hoopla, I need y'all to start holding them accountable. Remember what they say and start holding them accountable, because they got a lot of fanfare going on. It got a lot of biasness going on. I call it right down the middle. That way nobody could say, and this is the reason why I call it right down the middle. Want me to tell you why? Because I don't ever want somebody to say, well, Zoe, who are you? Well, Zoe, you didn't say this about this player. Well, Zoe, you ain't playing basketball no more. Or Zoe, this or that. That's why I call it down the middle. Y'all want to know why? I'm very strategic about what I say. That's why I call it down the middle. So you can say, Zoe don't pick sides. Zoe just talk basketball. We need to get back to talking basketball. And it starts with holding players accountable for their own development. Let's get back. What happened to the game? Let's get back to talking basketball and stop trying to please subscribers. Let's get back to talking basketball and stop making videos for clicks. Let's get back to talking basketball and stop chasing $1. Because at the end of the day, those three things, if they keep going on, nobody wins. The game falls off and it just becomes hate. It stops becoming talking about the game that we grew up watching, and all it does is become a sitcom. It becomes Young and the Restless. We're not even talking basketball. The season is about to start. Enough of the drama, enough of the fanfare, enough of not being able to hold players accountable. Who the hell are you to tell me I can't hold somebody accountable? I don't care what coach you like. I don't care what college team you like. I don't care what player you like. Who the hell are you? What have you done? Enough of this, man. Enough of this. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. Who the hell are some of y'all? This is getting out of hand. Camila, play better. You are one of the biggest keys to this whole thing working. And I hope you and Tyler Marshall are having constant conversations about this. You are one of the keys to making this go. If you fully just embrace it, embrace being the anchor, embrace just running the floor. You won't get the ball every time running the floor, but at least embrace your role on the team. Embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace it. This roster, filling in the gaps, boosting the depth, flexibility, risk management. And make sure y'all tune into Star Hoop Central. We going up at 5 o'clock. So make sure you pull up to Star Hoop Central. We will be live at 5 o'clock. If you're not subscribed to Star Hoop Central, just go to your search bar, type in Star Hoop Central. You'll see our logo. Click subscribe and make sure you pull up 5 to 7 every Monday. 5 to 7 every Monday. Pull up. Flexibility, risk management, and play style. When I look at this roster, what gaps did we fill in? We're bringing on Ariel Atkins, Rebecca Allen, Kia Nurse, Ewell coming back because she didn't really play last year, but I think like 7, 8 games. She didn't even play a quarter of the season. We filled in some gaps, but we still got a long way to go, because even though we filled in those gaps, we still have to figure out how to utilize those players that are filling in those gaps. Again, Michaela is coming off the bench now. A lot of people doing the preseason and the offseason thought she would possibly be starting. Tyler Marshall be coming in, possibly unlocking her in a sense. That didn't happen. She had an okay game against Brazil. Outside of that, she's been hit or miss. A couple good moments. But again, my problem with her is you can't be the starting 3 if you can't be consistent on both ends of the floor. You got to be consistent at playing defense. It doesn't have to be off the charts, just above average, and knock down open shots. That's it. Knock down open shots. Be above average on defense. You don't got to make all defense. Look, embracing roles are more than just saying, I'm going to play the position. Embracing the role means understanding what it takes to play the position and working hard at it. That's how you embrace the role. So, Michaela, if you're going to be coming off the bench, embrace the role. Do the little things that are noticeable. Let's make sure. Let's make sure you're doing the little things that are noticeable. And perhaps, because honestly, I'm not locked in on Kia Nurse at my 3. I'm not sold on Kia Nurse at my 3. I'm not. Her defense leaves a lot to be desired. Her shooting consistency needs to be better. So, Michaela, you're not. You still got an opportunity here. Embrace the bench role. Be productive. Knock down your open shots. Do the dirty work, and I think you can be back in there. I really think you can get back in there, man. Look, because I'm not sold on none of these players they brought in for 3 and D. Rebecca Allen. I don't know what purpose she really serves other than just being on the roster. She's Rebecca Allen is about to get into that Rachel Banham mojo territory if she don't shape up. And I know she was hurt, but we got to stop this, man. Don't be on the court if you hurt then. Take the year off. Nobody made you come play basketball this year. This is nothing I don't understand. We can't critique a player because they were hurt and we got to give them time. Get off the court. So we can't critique them, but they can be one of the sole reasons we lose games, but we can't critique them because they were hurt and we need to give them time to come back. Get off the court. You're costing us games. There's only 44 games. Get off the court. Go get healthy. Tell Tyler Marsh, I need to get healthy. Catch me in 2 weeks. Come on. I mean, what are we doing here, man? You on the court. You taking up minutes. Say, coach, don't put me in. If we want to win, I'm not ready yet. I don't understand this whole, look, y'all too soft, man. Y'all got too much grace. Like, this is, hey. Rebecca Allen, you that play you doing, you can't bring that into the regular season. Get better. Get better. You can't bring that into the regular season. Get better. Get better. Our depth still hasn't been bolstered. We did not boast our depth. We have no depth. Look, last year we had 3 point guards that do the same thing. This year we got 2 point guards that do the same thing, and we got 3 small forwards that do the same thing. Kia Nurse, Rebecca Allen, and Michaela are literally the same player. They literally give you the same production. We got too much redundancy again. Jeff P, I'm watching you. Look. Tyler Marsh, you're gonna have to figure this out. You got 15 games to get this rotation together and get players in their right spots. You got Michaela playing the 4. We giving up offensive rebounds. She shouldn't be at the 4. Michaela cannot play the 4. Let's stop that, Tyler Marsh. Let's not do that. Either develop Maddie or let develop Maddie or let Angel Reese, and Camila be your only front court players. I mean, come on, man. Camila and Angel Reese are young. Wood didn't play the entire year. They got legs. They got energy. It's up to your rotation. Rotate them out correctly. Stagger their minutes. We do that with point guards all the time. Why we can't do it with the front court? I mean, come on. Come on. Hey. Tyler Marsh, let's get this depth together. I need to see it come together. And look. I need to see it come together. Look, I don't have championship expectations. I have developmental expectations. Notice this. You've never heard me once say Chicago Sky gonna win the championship. You never heard me once say Chicago Sky gonna be a top 3 seed. My expectation, that's why I don't understand when people say, so why are you so hard on Chicago Sky? I have developmental expectations. I need this team to develop. If they're going to win, if they're going to be in champion contention, like people are telling me in 2 to 3 years, they need to start developing. I don't need Angel Reese and Camila to be in year 5 and we still trying to figure out what their roles are. Who does that help? That doesn't help them or the team. They shouldn't be in year 5 and we still telling Camila, you got to run the floor. I just want to see improvement. Look, this is for me. Y'all heard it here first. So if anybody give you any contradiction on what I said, you heard it out the horse's mouth. For me, if Chicago Sky makes the 8th seed, I think it was a successful season. You got to build up to be that. You're not going to just be 2 steps ahead already. First of all, this is a new roster, new head coach. Jeff P has finally got a full year at the GM position, right? Making the 8th seed. Look, I think just looking at the thing, I'll give my predictions later on. Make sure you tune in to Star Hoop Central, and I'm going to tell you why I actually think Chicago is going to land. But I think this team has the ability to make the playoffs, even if it's the 6th seed, minus the depth, minus the flexibility I think they have at certain positions. I still think this team is capable of making the playoffs. And if they even make the 6th seed, the 8th seed, I think this season is a success. So anybody out there who tell you Zoe said this or that, or you wonder why Zoe this, I'm not hard on them. I'm hard on development because I know what goes into it. I know the work you got to put in. I know the time you got to spend individually and with the team to get better. My expectation is just be a little better. And next year, you build up off of that. Then you build up off of that. That's all. Chicago makes the 8th seed. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Don't let nobody else tell you what I'm thinking. You heard it from the horse's mouth. If Chicago is the 8th seed, I think they had a successful season. They didn't make the playoffs last year. Success comes in steps. It comes in steps. If we leave out of this season with 5 players we want to bring into next season and we make the playoffs this year, that's a success to me. Now go find you 8 more players in free agency and in the draft and in training camp to build out your roster. If Chicago Sky leave out of this season with 5 players for the future, this is a successful year. It's a successful year. I'm not expecting all 12 of these players to come back next year. I'm expecting them to at least get some kind of cohesiveness going with at least 4 to 5 players. First of all, to be a successful team, you need consistency year over year. You can't keep flipping over the roster. You can't keep flipping over rosters and want consistency. That's not how that actually works. Every year, you got to at least bring 4 to 5 players back. You got to. So we'll see. The roster, I'm not, I got to see it play out. I got to see a little more development, but I'm not mad at the moves that Tyler Marsh made because they were cap strong with Mojo and Rachel on guarantees and E. Will coming back on the guarantee and Mikhail on the guarantee. So I'm not totally upset, but I got some expectations of development though. Because that's what Tyler Marsh and Jeff P said in their press conference. They said they're going to focus on development. They say they're going to focus on consistency and cohesiveness. I didn't say that. The fans didn't say that. Tyler Marsh and Jeff P said that in their press conference, that they're going to focus on development. So I need to see development. Preseason, addressing needs. I don't think they addressed any need in preseason. Play style development. I don't see it. I don't see the play style development. Look, it could come over time. I just don't see it because I don't know the direction they're going in with the offense or the defense. I don't know what kind of defense they're really going to run. I don't know what their real offensive philosophy really is. I've heard Tyler Marsh say he going to open the floor up for Angel. I've heard him say Sloot going to run the show. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what that looks like, so I really can't I don't really got too much to take away from it. Again, it's preseason. Maybe he didn't show his hand, but in the preseason, you kind of show your hand in a slight bit because you don't want to like this. And this is another thing I always laugh at what people say. Look, if you're listening, put your phone down and listen. If you're watching TV, put the TV on mute. Let me get on y'all again. I've been getting on y'all all stream. We're going to turn this around. We're going to make this basketball again. I've been getting on y'all all stream. Look, stop saying this. Stop saying this. Y'all listening? Stop saying this. Stop saying, Zoe, it's just the preseason. They don't want to show their hand. So you're going to surprise your own team? You don't want to show your hand to the other team, and you're going to surprise your own team too? Y'all don't be making sense when y'all say that. What you mean you don't want to show your hand? At least let your team run the play. What you gonna surprise your own team in game one? You're gonna come out in game one and say, okay, I know we did all of that in preseason, but we're gonna do this instead. Make that make sense. Look at my face. I've been getting on y'all all stream. That's how y'all sound. Zoe, it's the preseason. He don't want to show his hand. Give him time. So you're going to come in game one against the Fever and say, hey, I know we've been playing drag. I know we've been playing switch, but we're going to do this now. Y'all got to stop it, man. Y'all got to stop it. This is getting out of hand. Y'all got to stop it, man. Y'all got to stop it, man. Y'all got to stop it. I've been getting on y'all all stream. Y'all got to stop it, man. Y'all got to stop it and be better. Be better. Film room. I don't see a lot of film room going on because they come out still making the same mistakes. So I need to see some footage of them watching TV. That's what I need to see. I need to see some footage of them watching TV. Because they still coming out doing the same stuff. They still not making the right cuts. They still not passing the ball correctly. The defense still look 2 steps slow. The offense still doesn't seem in sync. So I need to see that. I need to see that get a little better. But I do have patience. That's why patience is number 4 on here. So with all that being said, I do have patience. It's a new roster, a new team, new head coach. Jeff P is his first, I'm going to say full year because things happened in the offseason that he had no control over. So all offseason moves this season, he had control over. So you got all this. So I'm going to have some patience. But when it comes to this team progressing, I got no grace. It needs to progress. It needs to go forward and not backward. We can't go backward and say we going to get better and we going to be all right. No, I need to see this team take steps forward. Every 10 games, I need to see a step forward. You can't say, well, they're going to play good in the second half. That ain't how basketball works. Just progress. You make the 8 seed, Tyler Marsh, shout out to you because they didn't make the playoffs last year and you weren't here. You were here this year and they made the playoffs. Shout out to you. Jeff P, if you come away with 5 core players, shout out to you because last year we didn't have 5 core players. So Jeff P, if you come away with 5 core players, shout out to you. Report cards, because I'm about to wrap up. Coaching, C. I still need to see more. Franchise player, A-. I need to see Angel Reese be a little more aggressive offensively. Emerging star, Camila, C+. C+. I need to see you really want it. I don't feel like you really want it to me. The roster, a C. I need to see you put these pieces together. I need to see you put these pieces together. Preseason. Didn't like what I seen. Too much inconsistency with the offense and the defense. The lineup still didn't look kind of like what it needed to be. What we gonna see. We gonna see, man. We gonna see. But again, Star Hoop Central is about to start. I'm about to head over there. Make sure y'all pull up to Star Hoop Central. We about to go live. Like this video on your way out. Just take a second. Like it now before I exit. Like the video on your way out. Comment on the video down below once it drops. Comment down below. Give me your thoughts on the preseason. Again, this is the final episode of Chicago Sky Building Blocks. Give me your thoughts on the preseason. And make sure you tune in to all my post games throughout the season. It's been a fun off season. We're not discussing any more off season stuff. That's why it's called the final discussion. Episode 4, the final discussion. I'm done discussing off season stuff. I'm about to get into more film breakdown, more game breakdowns, more adjustments throughout the season. The season is back. Let's get away from all of these trolls. Let's get away from all of this negativity. Let's get away from all of this drama stuff. Basketball is back. Let's focus on the court, between the lines. Let's focus on the wins, losses. Let's focus on the coaches. Let's focus on the player development, and let's get back to basketball. Let's have a fun season, y'all. I know it's hard sometimes. They come up in here trolling. Try to ignore them. If it's too excessive, block them. Those who got wrenches, but be careful. But block them if it's too excessive. If it's cursing, vile language, block them. But outside of that, man, let's get back to just smiling, talking trash. It's sports. Let's talk trash. Let's have fun talking basketball, man. But again, appreciate y'all for rocking with me this off season. Let's get back to basketball. I'm going to see y'all in a few on Star Hoop Central. Pull up, like the video on your way out, share and comment after this drops. Appreciate all the love. Y'all go be cool.
iamzomedia, where the passion collide. Spotlight the hustle, bring the grind worldwide. From interviews to moves, the game's in my scope. Showcasing the greatness, inspiring hope. She cross up defender, step back, that's clean. Highlight moments, blowing up the whole scene. From buzzer beaters, the teamwork extreme. The beauty of the game, living out the dream. I break it all down, every pick, every roll. From the layups to the swishes, every hoop, every goal. Got the mic in my hand, got the stats in my soul. Women's basketball shining, that's the ultimate role. From legends of the past.